Oh man, I really need to start going to the gym more. In 1994, three jacked up bodybuilders who really don't have a brain between them decide to kidnap an incredibly wealthy businessman, torture him for weeks on end, and then force him to sign over all of his belongings. Fast forward nearly 20 years later, and the undisputed king of comedy, Michael Bay, decides to turn it into slapstick. And yes, it really is as bad as it sounds. The main trio are thick as mince, far from criminal masterminds, and prone to stopping midway through a conversation to get their pump on. They're played by Anthony Mackie, Mark Wahlberg, and Mount Everest. Three actors who on paper should have great chemistry, but actually what happens is that this film moves forward like a broken gearbox. The actors don't quite mesh as well as you'd hope. Everything's fairly clunky and start-stop. It's just not that smooth. That's not to say this is the fault of the actors. The film doesn't feel miscast or anything, and every cast member does the best with what they've got. Well, apart from whoever the hell that chick is. I did not think it was possible for Michael Bay to cast a worse actress than Rosie Huntington What's-Her-Face, but he's managed to top even himself. The only person to blame here is Michael Bay. There was a lot said about how this is his passion project, and how it's a much more arty film than we're used to from him. In a way, that's true. I mean, Pain and Gain is a fraction of the cost of most of his other movies, and although there's no flying robots or whatever, we're still assaulted by the usual brand of Bayhem. Hold on, I need to get my pump on. I can't say I'm a fan of his style. I mean, honestly, I challenge you to take any one of his films and count to 4 before it cuts to another angle. But Pain and Gain is especially sloppy. We still get all the usual Bayisms of oversaturated colours, knee-high shots, car porn, and you still can't go 5 minutes without firing the camera at some porn star's skirt. However, in this one there's a fair few shots that look like they were done in like GoPros or something. You'd think that would add an interesting dynamic, but instead the reduced quality is just distracting, and every shot is so unnecessary. It doesn't add anything to a film that's already about 20 minutes longer than it needs to be. Although there is one scene that is really well directed. Like, surprisingly so. It takes place in between two adjacent rooms, and the camera moves freely and it pans in and out of the two rooms in between little gaps, and it's pretty cool. Apart from that, let's get back to the bashing. But first, I need to get my pump on. The film has a pass the mic style of narration, with each character getting their chance to guide the audience via their viewpoint. But in a film where just about every character is an unlikable arsebag, this doesn't work. If you ask me, I think I should have focused on the viewpoint of Wahlberg's character Daniel Lugo, because he's the ringleader of the group, and I felt that the film was most interesting from his perspective. There is also some truly atrocious dialogue in this film. Why does habit rhyme with rabbit? Because you watch your entire life disappear down the bunny hole. No, it's not, it's because they both end in B-I-T. This is one of those films where all the best bits are in the trailer. It's been marketed as a sort of crime caper, but it's really not. The humour is jet black, and I think if you go in knowing that instead of expecting something else, you'll probably have a much better time than I did. The problem is that with all the reference to body image and Daniel Lugo's philosophy on believing in fitness and the American dream, this film thinks it's being deeply satirical, but it's not. It's just shit. My initial reaction was that as ridiculous as this true story is, it could have been amazing in the hands of the Coen brothers. But Michael Bay's Pain and Gain is a 2 out of 5. I wouldn't recommend going to see it. Thank you very much for watching my review of Pain and Gain. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the film and of this review. Along the side here will be my 2 latest reviews, so that'll be Elysium and Kick-Ass 2. And as always, make sure you put it on your Facebook and stuff, because sharing equals caring. Right, see you next time.